Hey guys, it's Landon from RH. This is the third video I'm doing that shows you how to create a meets and bounds description for a pro forma parcel or a proposed parcel from a site plan. So this is the site plan we're working with, and we're creating a land description for this area outlined in red here. I've got our title report pulled up. I'm sorry, not our title report. We did a preliminary land title survey that we can use. It'll help us a little bit with the land description with some of the controlling calls. And I've also got the APN map pulled up. That might help us a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna dive right in here. So the first thing we're gonna do, and this is pretty typical for me, is I'm just gonna put in the bearings and distances from the closure report that we ran in the previous video. So let's go dig that. Let's go open that up. Okay, so it's in this text file here. And so here's our bearings and distances. So we're just going to copy these, and we're going to paste them right into our Word doc. Okay, so now I want to do that somewhere between. I want to do that after the point of beginning. I'm not going to have a point of commencement in this, just because I normally always do have a point of commencement, and I try and commence at a couple core stations and then a couple local monuments. But I'm not going to do that this time because this is just for the title company. We're not going to record it yet. So after the point of beginning, I'm going to drop in these courses. So I'm going to just delete all this filler here. And then we're just going to go in and clean this up. And at some point, I'm going to write us a little macro that does this. But for now, I'm just going to clean this up. Now the curves are a little bit tricky, so I'm going to just leave that. But essentially, we just want these bearings and distances. And you guys will see what we do here. These will probably end up getting broken into a couple of lists. Okay, so we're ready to start writing this land description, I think. Okay, so let me see if I can make these. Oh, I want to try and make these halves, so we can pull up our tax assessor parcel. Let's make that a half too. I don't know why it's not letting me do that. Hang on, guys. Whoa, I don't know what just happened there. All right. Okay, so I think that works. So where are we starting? So we're going to say, instead of point of beginning, we're going to say beginning at. We're going to say beginning at the intersection of Woodland Avenue and the south, what would that be? Southwesterly right-of-way line of the 100-foot wide Union Pacific Railroad right-of-way. And we actually need to say beginning at the intersection of the south right-of-way line of Woodland Avenue and the southwesterly right-of-way line of the 100-foot wide Union Pacific Railroad right-of-way. Okay, so that's this point I just described right here where the cursor is on the screen. Okay, which would also be, if you're following along, that point right there. Then we're going to go down the railroad right-of-way. Okay, so then we're going to say, I do a period, and then I say then. So let's see, which direction are we going? South, easterly along said railroad right-of-way. And then I'm going to spell out my bearings and distances here. So we're going to say south, east, oop, and then I do commas for 3 digits, and we only need to go to the nearest foot. Okay, we're going to go, let's see, now I'm trying to remember what we do here. Let me look at my drawing. Okay, so then now we're going to leave the railroad right away. You can't quite see it on here, but we leave the railroad right away down here. Oh, here it is. It's down. No. What am I looking at? Yeah, they don't show the whole parcel on this assessor's map. Let's look at the land title survey. So we go down the railroad right away to this point, and then we jump off of the railroad right away, and we're on the easterly side of our deed. So let's say that. We're going to say then southerly along the, let's see, east boundary of the real property described in, and then we're going to say, we're just going to say said document number. Okay, now some surveyors would say to a point here. They would go down. Oh, I'm sorry. We need to go. So we got a curve here. Okay, so this is a little bit tricky. So we're going to say then southerly along the east boundary. Let's see. Then southerly along the east boundary, and then we're going to say along. I don't want to say along twice, but I don't know if I have another way around it. Let's change this. We're going to say to a point on a non-tangent curve. And then we're going to say southerly along the non-tangent curve, and, so now I don't have to say along twice. Okay, and then we're going to say an arc distance, or I can't remember, I say arc length, an arc length of 146.08 feet. I'm getting that right here. And then what I normally do is I say period, and I say said curve has a radius of, where's my radius? 372.25 feet, a central angle of, then I can just paste this in, and a chord bearing of, because I like chord bearings and not radials, so we've got a chord bearing of, and it doesn't really matter, this is just my style of curve. There's 15 different styles. Chord bearing of south, east, and a chord length of, where's my chord length? 145.15 feet. Okay, so I'm down my curve now. I'm down my curve, and then I go one more segment down into this proposed line. Okay, so we can get rid of this curve info, and we're going to say then, I must say continuing along. Oh, nope, not continuing. So then we're going to say, then continuing along, I'm just going to say the said east boundary. So we're still going along the east boundary of our parcel. South bearing east 229.14 feet. Now I'm trying to think if I want a 2 call on this design line. I don't think I do. So I'm going to just leave it. Some people will say to the line of a proposed parcel or to in the here and described parcel. I don't think that's necessary. So we're just going to leave that. No 2 call. Okay, so then we're going to go along that line. So the next 2 courses are along that line. I'm going to say then leaving the said east boundary, because I'm leaving the boundary now. And actually I should say up here, I should say then leaving the said railroad right away. Okay, so I'm leaving the east boundary of the parcel now, and we're going to go bearing and distance. That's it, because we don't have a controlling call here. It's a design line. North, west. Okay, now I could include a call to make this line parallel to the north line of the parcel, but I'm not going to do that. For what we're doing, I don't think it's that important for the purposes of this land description. And it would be a little bit tricky because I haven't gone along that north line yet. Okay, so then we say leaving said east boundary, da 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 da. Okay, then we're just going to go down this little leg right here. So again, no 2 call and no along call, because this is a design line. I'm sorry, no along call. We will have a 2 call. So we're going to say then no along call, because we're just going along the design line. Okay, but we need a 2 call, so we're going to say to the west, let's say southwesterly boundary. Let's say westerly, I think that's better. To the, and we better say southwesterly. Southwesterly boundary of, then we're going to say the real property described in said document number. Okay, so that got us to, let's see here. That got us over to this point. Okay, so now we're going to come back up the other side. If you're following along on the Alta, now we came back over and we hit our line over here somewhere, right? And we're going to go back up this line. Okay, so we're actually also on Graphics Drive. So let's tweak that. So I'm going to say to the southwesterly boundary, and I'm going to just in parentheses say also being the northeasterly line of the right-of-way of Graphics Drive and the former Graphics Drive, because this got abandoned up here. It's no longer Graphics Drive. Okay. All right, I'm going to pause. I'll split this video here and we'll wrap up this video. We'll wrap up this land description in the next video, I think. Hey guys, it's Land from RH. We're going to wrap up this land description that we're doing of this proposed parcel here for the title company. So if you watched the last video, we hit this right away here on our design line. So we came across here on our design line and we hit this existing parcel boundary, and now we need to wrap back up to our point of beginning. So let's do that. So we're gonna make this list now. We haven't had a list, but I'm gonna make a list because we're gonna run up this boundary 1, 2, 3 courses. So we're gonna say then the following courses. We're gonna say then along the said, I'm gonna say southwesterly boundary of the real property. And said right-of-way line. following courses, and we're going to give a bullet list. So we're actually going to do a numbered list. So we go northwest up this little course right here to that angle point. And we go, whoop. Alright, then we go up this little 83-foot course here. Then we got this last course. So this will be the last one in our numbered list. Oop. Okay, so we're here now. And I'm going to just call this the north line of our parcel. So we're going to call these three our north line. So we're going to say new bullet list here, then, sorry about those sirens, guys. Then every time I record videos, I get sirens. Then along the northerly boundary of the said, nope, of the real property described in said document number. So now I'm calling out our north boundary. The following courses, and we're just going to have those three courses, right? So now we're starting here, and we're coming all the way across, and then we're going up, up, and over. So it'll be actually be 4 courses. That should get us back to our point of beginning. So let's do that. All right, I'm going to pause the video so you guys don't have to watch me format these. Alright guys, I've got these 4 courses listed here now, so we're coming around here. And actually what we need to do, I can only do 3 courses because when I get to here I need to call out this right away of Woodland Avenue. I forgot about that. So right here at the end of course 3 we're going to say to the southerly right-of-way line of Woodland Avenue. And then I'm going to end my list. And then we're going to, for the last course, we're going to say, then along, oh, let's see, then which direction are we going? We're going easterly, then easterly, along the southerly right-of-way, oh, I can say then southerly, along the said right-of-way line. That'll make it a little more concise. And then we go that 55.31 feet to the, oh, I've already got it down there, to the point of beginning. Okay, and I've got my my standard thing here. Distances are in grid. I'll drop the scale factor in there. This is going to be Stanislaus County, not San Joaquin, for any references. I do not have a plat. I think we're going to end up doing a plat, but the client hasn't asked one yet, and it's not going to get recorded. And yeah, this is prepared by yours truly on Thursday, January 23rd. Now what I'll do to wrap this up is I'm just going to go through here and double check and make sure that I've got all my alongs and my twos. So let's see, we go southwesterly along the railroad right-of-way to a point on a non-tangent curve. Then we leave the railroad right-of-way southerly along the non-tangent curve in the east boundary of the property. Then we continue along the said east boundary. Then we leave the said east boundary. Okay, so what we're going to say here is then westerly, leaving the said east boundary. And I think I like commas here, so put some commas in there. Okay, then we go, so then I'm going to say then westerly, we'll throw a comma in here. Oh, guess what? I need feet. I'm missing some feet. Okay, so we go westerly to the southwesterly boundary of the real property. Then we need to say northerly along the said southwesterly boundary and said right away along the following courses, and these all need feet. Good thing I didn't forget that. That would have been a little bit embarrassing. This is going to get a check before it goes out. Alright, then we go along the northerly boundary. So let's say then leaving the southwesterly boundary, let's say said. So we leave the southwesterly boundary and we go easterly along the northerly boundary of the real property, to the southerly right-of-way of Woodland Avenue. Then we go easterly along the southerly right-of-way to the point of beginning. We need some more feet here. I think this is about ready, guys. I am going to wrap this up. I'm going to save this, and I will get it over to my one of my project surveyors to do a peer review for the old boss, and we'll get this over to the client. One thing, you know what I want to do before I PDF it, is I'm going to say this land description was prepared purposes of preparing a pro forma land title report and is not intended for recording. Alright, maybe that'll keep it from getting recorded. So we'll save that again, and I'll get this out of here. I hope these videos helped you guys. I don't know that I've ever recorded videos where I did something like this, so I wanted to do that mostly for Elena, but some of you other guys may benefit from it, and if I do some more work on this, I will try and remember to record it. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it.